What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Fake Boujie. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you all how I installed this beautiful hair from Celia. If you are interested, stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, so the hair came in this beautiful box that it was shipped in. When you first open it, you see this card and it just has their social media information as well as a little info about the company. If you open it up, it's like a pamphlet that shows you how to care for the hair to make sure that you get the best result from it. So you get this bag, and inside of the bag that you can store the hair in, and I actually do use these bags for my wigs. I love it. So the first thing was a satin bonnet, definitely using that, some wig caps, and I'm glad they are not tinted, eyelashes, a headband, and of course the clip-ons to secure the wig in the back if you so desire. And this is the wig. It is 14 inches, very beautiful, and I will have the link directly to this wig listed below. I love that it's so curly. I actually was thinking about dyeing it blonde, but I wanted to show you all what the hair looks like in its natural state. So let's apply it. So I will be starting with some semi-fresh braids. They'll do. I'm not the best braider. So I'm gonna start with the wig cap, and some got to be glued, of course. And I'm just gonna put a nice amount in my hand just to slick back my edges and my baby hairs. You do not want that getting caught up in the wig. Just not a good situation. Super hard to get it off. And so yeah, I'm just gonna slick that back, and then I'm gonna add the stocking cap on. And I really hate this part because it takes forever to dry, so I definitely use a blow dryer to help. And right now I'm just using some melting spray to melt the stocking cap onto my head. And yeah, I have it on high heat, and my hair dryer has this little button on it, and it makes it go from super hot to cool. It gives you like a cool blast. So I alternate between that. And I start out without the hose in my ear just to like make the forehead stick a little more. I don't know, that's just how I do it. And then I go back and cut holes in my ears, and then I get it down by the ears. So I just, basically I'm sectioning it off, doing a little bit at a time, and using the comb instead of my finger because I don't want sticky fingers while I'm doing this. Just trying to stay as clean as possible. And I know I spray a lot on my forehead and in that area, but that's just because until I put the wig on, I don't know exactly where the hairline is going to be. So I'd rather have it fully secured than needing to go back and reapply, like more freeze spray or, glue or whatever you use. So now I'm going to be using some foundation that fits my skin. You can get any brand. This isn't anything expensive. I probably got this from Walgreens. And I'm just going to use a makeup brush and just powder it onto my head. But you got to make sure you're not really blending it, but you're smoothing it out with a brush on your hand before you put it on there, because you don't want it to be super liquidy even though it's a liquid. The creams are better, which is why I will be using these what is it called, concealer sticks as well. I cannot believe I forgot what it was called. But yeah, and I'm going to do the same thing, like get that into my hand really good and then put it on to kind of like not really tone it down but make it less harsh going on to the wig cap. And so after I feel like I got a good coat and that the spray is like super dry, I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting it. And like I said, I start further away from my hairline first and work my way back little by little, because I'm trying to see not only where my scalp is, but I don't like my wigs to be on my scalp, on my hairline. I want it to be like a little forward of it just to protect my hair even more. So after I cut it, I'm gonna go back with a little bit more foundation, and then I'm going to wipe all of it from my forehead so that when I put the wig down, you know, nothing is interfering with it sticking. And so because this wig, I had to bleach the knots. I didn't do anything else. I didn't do any plucking, anything. I just bleached the knots. And so I'm just drying the lace part of the wig in the front. And then I'm going to dry the back where the nape of my neck is a little bit too, because I just don't want that to be wet. And so now I'm just gauging where I'm going to cut the lace, where I want my hairline to be on the wig, and just making sure that everything is going to blend in. Because as you can see, if I would have set it like right on top of the stocking cap, it wouldn't have blended that good, which I could have got it to blend better, but you know, I'm only wearing the wig for a week and then I'm going to dye it. Because I really want to see what this looks like blonde, and I want to see like how well it dyes, because I just loved it. At this point, I'm in love with the hair. I love the cut. This is my first time doing short hair, and I really wanted to try it. And I'm so glad to do this collaboration with Celia hair, because it definitely gave me the opportunity to, you know, just step out of my comfort zone and my norm a little bit. And so right now I am still just measuring where I want it, making sure it'll fit on both sides, seeing where, you know, like this isn't the actual part that I'm using, but just about. And I do not part my wigs before I put them on, and I will show you all why in a second. And you know, I'm not a professional or anything. I just do what works for me. And so I brushed the hair back, and since I will only be wearing this for a week, I'm not going to use any glue on my hairline. Glue is a little bit more permanent and a little bit hard to get off for me, so I would rather just use the freeze spray, because for me it just comes up a little bit easier. And I know you are thinking, you know, like it'll look hard and flaky, but that is not true. Once you put like some Lotta Body on it, that softens it up a lot. I'm gonna use mousse later in the video, and you can see that it kind of softens it. But yeah, combing it through, and then if you want to add in Lotta Body, and that'll really soften it up, and just it'll soften up by itself like after a day or two. But yeah, just combing it back, and now I'm pulling some hair forward because I want to really get into that part of the hairline where the actual stocking cap and wig are going to meet, and I want to make sure that's fully like melted, and then I'm able to spray, you know, some more of my melting spray on top of that and just really get it in there. And as you all can see, when I do the middle, I don't spray it on the hairline. I actually part it first and then spray it, just because you don't want your actual hairline that's going to be seen, you know, to look too harsh. So definitely part it and spray if you're going to use, you know, this glueless method. And I know some people use the styling gel for this part. I do not prefer to use it, because at that point it kind of is a glue, and for me it's a glue that doesn't really hold too well. So that's why, you know, I just prefer this method. And yeah, now I'm just combing it all back, making sure it isn't too sticky, but at the same time making sure it's fully dry. And I definitely went back and used the, is it a blow dryer? Whatever it's called. I used it a little bit more. So now we are done. Doesn't it look great? Just kidding. So of course I only cut a little bit of the lace at first just to get it kind of off. And now I'm going in and like really getting in there. And of course, make sure you do not cut your lace in a straight line. I usually use a razor. I had no idea where my razor was. So it looks straight right now because I'm just like getting everything cut and off. And then afterward, I definitely went back in and like did some, now I don't want to say zigzags, but like just really chopped it up. And I tried to use dull scissors so that the cuts wouldn't be so blunt. All right, so as you all can see, even though I don't like to use glue when I'm doing a simple install, I do use it on the sides by my ears because for some reason, that part of any wig, it can be from any company, it just doesn't stick. I don't know like what's going on with that part of my head, but nothing wants to stick to it unless I use the ghost spine for some reason. And I put a layer on, I let it dry, I went back and did another layer, and when that one was like mostly dry, I just went ahead and did it. Like, I know you're supposed to wait until it's fully clear, but you know, sometimes I don't really care too much. Yeah. And now I am doing my baby hairs, as you all can see. And because I use the freeze spray, my hairline does look more visible. But once you do the baby hairs and you know that product is put on it, you know, whatever edge control you're using, it's going to get rid of that line. And so now I'm going in with the same dull scissors and I am jacking up those edges. Well, that's what I call it because it's not, I don't like it to be cut bluntly. So I just like mess it up a little bit so that it somewhat resembles real baby hair, because real baby hair, your hairs, you know, are not the same length. And I know for me, mine are like super long, so it's hard to swoop them and get them how you want to get them. But yeah, right now I'm just going in, getting them together, and I finished it off camera just because it was so hard. Like, this is my first time filming myself doing a wig install, so it was so hard to just depend on, you know, like my filming camera to look through that and see what I'm doing versus looking into, you know, a larger mirror like I'm used to. So now I'm just taking this scarf. It's not even a scarf, it's like that stretchy thingy, and I'm tying it around my hairline, and I went back and sprayed my hair to make it wet because it got so dry, using that blow dryer to secure the wig and melt the lace. And so after I wet it, I'm going back in with my mousse, and like I said, keeping my edges tied down so that not only can my edges set, but also so the wig can get like really melted. And now I'm actually using flexi rods, even though the wig is already super curly, even after me washing, conditioning, bleaching the knots, all that good stuff. I still want to just go back and make, you know, just that extra effort to bring in those good juicy curls. And this is like a blow dryer, like a portable hair dryer thingy that I attached to my blow dryer, and I absolutely love it. I usually, you know, get some work done while I sit under this, and that is what I'm doing now. I probably did about 15 minutes, and I had it on the medium setting. I didn't want the hair to completely dry, just enough for the hair to understand, you know, what kind of curl I was going for. And so as I'm taking the flexi rods out, I am scrunching the hair in my hand and also hitting it with the blow dryer. And again, you do want to have some air drying elements to it, so you don't want to do too much. So that's what I'm doing. And right now, after I have identified where I want my part, I used the pink comb that I was securing the lace with. And I would, you know, like part it and then just pull those hairs up. I don't tweeze my parts. So after I am done styling it, again, leaving it a little wet just to let that last bit air dry, I am pulling this off, letting those edges breathe. And it looks really, really good. I love this install. Love the cut of this wig, but you all know a little lip gloss and getting those eyebrows together goes a long way for the final look. And here it is. When I tell y'all I love this hair, and I honestly can't wait to dye it blonde, but I'm really feeling the black, and I was shocked at how much I liked it. Y'all definitely need to check them out. I will definitely have this linked in the description box below. It was actually very affordable. A lot of the hair on their site is affordable, even the super long lengths. And I just love it. They have different colored blondes, they have ombres, anything that is your aesthetic when it comes to hair, they definitely have it for you all. And as you all know, if I'm going to do a hair review, I'm going to be super honest. This is a 100%, paid or not. I'm always going to be honest with my reviews. I would not tell y'all to purchase if I wouldn't. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, stay bougie.